Hi, this is Eric Lehman, and welcome to another edition of Morning Has Broken, and I Don't Want to Fix It. Wow, what a big weekend. What a great start of October. Um, you know, I, I just feel like it's a very interesting time where a lot of things are converging. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be flying to Phoenix, Arizona to attend something called an I Love Marketing conference. And, um, it doesn't sound as spiritual as a lot of the rest of my journey is. And, and yet I feel like, feel really called to go there, and I'm excited um, because one of the things I get to do while I'm there is meet a friend of mine. And this is kind of an interesting thing with technology, is that there's a friend of mine I've been creating a podcast with, a weekly podcast with, for almost a year, and we've yet to meet in person. And another friend of mine introduced us, just kind of, in cyberspace, on phone, and um, you know, so this is my friend who lives in Chicago, and we're going to meet up in Phoenix, and I'm excited about that opportunity. And and it's really making me understand that as um, as far as this path goes, it's just all about one-to-one relationships. That's all it's ever going to be. That's all I want it to be. And I used to think when I was creating this, it was a one-to-many, and now I realize it's not. It's a one-to-one. It's just, hopefully, it's a one-to-one um, with a lot of people. And so I realized that my commitment to going deep and to sharing the stuff that's bubbling up, it creates a pretty cool connection. And I've been really appreciating a lot of your support along the way. And I received a particular piece of feedback um, from someone who I think she may not have even watched the entire YouTube. She may not have even seen um, what Morning is Broken and I Don't Want to Fix It is all about. She saw the title while she was experiencing a set of painful events in her life. And the bottom of her email basically stated that she did want to fix her morning. And I can relate. There are times when I look at some of the things that are, and I'm upset. There's pain around them. There may be a lot of pain. There may even be the pain of loss. And there may, on top of that, be the pain of loss of life. And and these are all real, and these are all things that no matter how powerful we think we are, no matter how larger than life we think we are all humbled by these events the same way. Well, in much the same way. For a long time, uh, things like the word cancer, things like the word AIDS, things like the word HIV, um, they all brought upon only one emotion, which was fear. And maybe it's fear from going that way. The truth is, as soon as we're born, we know we're going to die. And that is probably the only known variable that we can count on. I guess maybe it's the only non-negotiable variable we get to count on. The rest is up to us. And so what I mean by that is when things happen that are well outside of our control, and I've done really a lot of work to learn how little I actually get to control. And I guess it's kind of interesting to know that my smile has widened the less I know I get to control. It's almost like a truly inverse perfect ratio. When I free myself of trying to control things, that's when I know I'm in the allowing space. You know, I know people who are experiencing very painful times right now. And the truth still remains that all pain does not have to convert into suffering, no matter where the pain originates. You know, whether it's something that we know about our lives, about our health, or whether it's something that we know about someone else's life or health that impacts us. What we get to do is cherish every moment like it's our last. Like we have full, deep surrender that no future is a guaranteed reality. And I guess the only thing that is guaranteed is that our physical bodies will, at some point in time, cease to exist in the way we know them to exist right now. And that knowing can, I guess, be a very freeing or a very confining moment. You know, there was a time in my life where, you know, out of fear of almost anything, I could convince myself to do nothing. I did that for a long time. And maybe I didn't do nothing. Maybe I just didn't do what I was born to do, or maybe I didn't become what I was born to be. The beautiful, beautiful word, forgiveness, is that it gets to start with me. Every morning, no exception, I get to forgive myself first. I get to love myself first. I get to know that I was put here with intention for a deep reason. And I get to look inside myself to find that reason. And that, by far, is the only justification I will ever need and I will ever accept as valid. And that's a point that has taken a lot of work to get to, more than I'd probably like to admit. There are so many things that we let ourselves, or that maybe we have let ourselves get held back by. You know, I call it the art of being small, the art of living small. It's not really an art. Unfortunately, perhaps it's even a science. Perhaps other people intend for us to live small in a way so that they might not be encouraged to live big. And that's a spiral I no longer want to participate in. I choose not to live into that spiral because I'm a father and I'm a citizen on this planet. And the order, in all honesty, is arbitrary. It's just important to know that a life lived small might not even be a life lived at all. Okay, so that's my new poem for the day. I believe that to be true. I believe there's huge arenas, in all honesty, that I haven't decided to yet live big into, and I'm ready. I don't want to give an excuse for why I haven't done it until now. I get to forgive myself in advance for that. I can declare that I'm ready. I can declare that I want to live this life more fully, if only because I know how much of a gift it really is. You know, especially when sometimes I get to witness the contrast. And maybe that's what it is. You know, I mentioned that I have a friend who's in a medically induced coma as we speak, or as I talk. And my last memory of her was sharing our passion around running. And those are the memories that I'm going to choose to keep. And those are really nourishing memories. I know she lived her life fully. And even if she leaves this plane now, I know she did all that she was supposed to do while she was here. And because of the contrast, because of what I'm witnessing, I now have more perspective. I can no longer take this life, this health, for granted. You know, it used to be, if you took care of your body took care of you. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes people who've never smoked a cigarette in their lives get lung cancer. That happens. Sometimes people who smoke a pack a day live until they're 100. Sometimes that's how it works. When I was in the pharmaceutical industry, I asked my manager why that happened. And he explained it in automobile terms. He said, sometimes you're born with a Mercedes engine, and sometimes you're born with a Yugo engine. And so no matter what, the Yugo, the Edsel, all these other different engines, even with the same inputs, don't have the same response. They don't have the same outcomes. So here's the deal. Some of it is, well, pretty much of it is outside of our control. And, you know, I mean, many people will hang on to a lot of different things, a lot of different rituals that help them feel more in control. In a way, many of my rituals help me let go of control. And every single time I participate fully in them, including the run I took today, my smile widens. The energy, the endorphins, the rush of a great run will let you know that everything's going to be okay. Even if the world feels like it's tumbling down, when those endorphins kick in, you know that there's possibility out there. And what a gift that is. And I invite you all to take a run and to allow those endorphins and allow whatever you call it. Maybe you just call it a gift from heaven. Maybe you call it a current supply of mana, and just know that it's a blessing that we get to feel that good about pushing our body to a different place where that release is possible. I love it. I love it so much. And I love it so much, sometimes I don't remember how much I miss it until I get another hit of it. And the truth is, this is all a drug, running, everything's a drug. Everything we input into this physical existence we have, it's all a drug. I think there are some drugs that are better than others. There are some drugs that are purer than others. And, we can get addicted to a lot of things. And I prefer to get addicted to things like running, love, meditation. If those were the things that I did too much of, so be it. The other habits I'm replacing felt way worse, and they didn't enhance my smile one bit. But being addicted to love, running, letting go, meditation, those things bring my inside smile out and let me know that there is nothing to fix. As much pain as I've seen, and I've seen pain, I can share some of that at some point. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of things, a lot of memories that I saw several decades ago and more that won't go away. The good news is that because I get to share them, because I have an outlet, the painful things that I've experienced and seen won't turn into suffering. I can admit that they're painful, and I can conjure their image and the healing power that goes along with it anytime I need it. And I still, because I know I'm not alone in my pain, I still don't have to admit that suffering is the way it's going to go. So here's the deal. I've been talking a lot, and I'll talk more tomorrow. I love you all. Next time from Phoenix.